You have arrived at the K.O.E. Nation. Welcome, one and all, to the K.O.E. Nation for a very special, long-time coming spirits review. A spirit that's been waiting to get reviewed since 1870, you could say, folks. Yeah, I've been holstering that one for a while. Folks. You all right there, T? You all right?
I'll be fine.
I am your King of Extreme, Phil K.O.E. Getting a little bit of heartburn from that one?
Yeah.
The man of the hour, the man with the power, the man that makes the other podcast cower, the prince and potentate of the political parlance, the lord of the Scottish Highlands, the king of puns himself, folks. And I am here to review with my indomitable broadcast partner, Old Forester 1870 original batch. And speaking of which, I am joined this evening by my indomitable broadcast partner, the one, the only,
definitely older now after that intro, the quadruple distilled non-chill
and wiser
15-time Revolutionary Wrestling Podcast champion, the Blood Master of Ceremonies himself, Tony fucking G. You can find me at Linktree/Tony the Rod on all my iteration socials and podcasts, and I am here to review with you, yes, Old Forester, the oldest in the principal line, correct?
Yes, the Whiskey Row series. And this is the 1870, and I'm going to allow you, Tony, with old 2020 vision there to read.
2015.
Really?
That's what they tell me. So 90 proof, this is coming in a little light. I'll be frank, as a proof snob at times. It's been a while since I've had this one, but I remember enjoying the entire row very, very much. This is the 1870 original batch. In 1870, George Garvin Brown crafted the original small batch whiskey at 322 West Main Street on Louisville Whiskey Row. The Old Forester 1870 expression is handcrafted in this tradition. This whiskey is distilled by U.S. only. That's us, not the U.S., and we are responsible for its richness and fine quality. Its elegant flavor is solely due to its original finesse developed with care. There's nothing better in the market. That is George Garvin Brown, the founder of Old Forester. The government warning says, according to the...
I don't know if we need to go that deep.
Well, if you want to, it's there.
Yeah. Now, T, take this up to your nose, because this is delightful. I'm getting cinnamon and green apple.
Yeah, green apple is just
kind of
gorgeous. Wow. This reminds me of like a very spongy, like if you took a, this is very specific, but if you've ever tried to make like a Pillsbury cake out of the box, and in lieu of a couple of eggs and flour and that, you use a can of soda, which you can do. It just makes it a very, very different consistency. And that is what this is reminding me of. Strawberry, specifically. I don't know why, but yeah, green apple for sure.
Interesting.
Excuse me. I'm really liking this nose. That is just gorgeous. It does not smell like 90 proof.
No. This smells like you're going to be drinking 80 proof Crown.
Yeah, this is a...
In terms of ethanol, not in terms of
your
notes. But,
wow.
Yeah.
Hell yeah, let's do it.
Doesn't come across as sweet as the nose does.
No, more Jolly Rancher. It's got a sweet sour. Oh, wow.
Like sour wood.
I love that. God, I have not had this in a hot minute, but man, it's nice.
Yeah, I've been saving these bottles just for this occasion. Some of you notice this is the old bottling. That's how long I've been hanging on to these bottles.
Yeah, this is we did the line once, and that had to be how many years ago now already?
That was one of the first videos we did on this podcast. That was in 2020 when that one dropped.
Okay, so it's been...
That was before the first bourbon tournament. That was to decide which Old Forester would represent Old Forester in the bourbon tournament. So
you are correct.
So I've been hanging on to these bottles for over 3 years, waiting for this moment, folks. So let it not be said that I am not dedicated.
I am interested to see.
These are the sacrifices I make for science for you.
Once we go back through all of them, I'm actually pretty intrigued to go back and listen to our original take on this, because I don't remember getting any of this green apple, this Jolly Rancher sweetness the first go around. And granted, we've got an extra 3+ year bit of experience now, but this is absolutely delightful. Loving that.
Getting a little bit of toffee.
Like,
I can understand why you'd say no, but it's kind of just I can't help but.
All right, I guess, but I'm still on the green Jolly Rancher. Like, that is just sticking out like a sore thumb to me.
Fair enough. Fair enough. So, Tony, now we move on to the very, very, very difficult part, the grading.
Yes.
We're going to grade this on a few 5-star scales. 5 meaning you have to have it before you shuffle off this mortal coil. 0 meaning pass it on by. The K.O.E Nation has advised you well. So we're going to grade this as a bourbon, as a whiskey, as a cask-aged spirit. It's shelving, and for those new to the show, the secret 5th question. So, Tony, I'm going to be all over the board here.
Yeah, I kind of feel like I will be too.
As a bourbon, I'm going to be extraordinarily generous.
Okay.
Okay? Because this has a lot of great notes on the nose. The proof is high and barely high enough. So if you got somebody new coming in, this is great and approachable. It's got a lot of what you'd expect out of bourbon. So I'm going to give it 3.75 as a bourbon.
As a bourbon? I'm gonna go 3 as a bourbon.
Okay, why is that?
I'm actually in a disagreement. I don't think there's a lot of the same qualities you would expect out of a bourbon, other than the fact that this is whiskey. There is an oak there. There's a little bit of toffee, a little bit of maybe caramel, but really, to me, it's that green apple and that sour sweet Jolly Rancher vibe. And that's not going to appeal to just any bourbon drinker. I can see why this is some people's least favorite of the Old Forester line. That's not including me. I'm enjoying the hell out of this. I just don't know that this is proof of type, so I'm only going to go 3 as a bourbon.
Okay, fair enough. As a whiskey, what would you give it?
As a whiskey, I'm going to go 4. Because that is remarkably smooth. It's super sweet. It's very inviting. This wouldn't turn off anybody.
Super mixable.
Super mixable. This could almost appeal to some Irish drinkers and even a few Scotch snobs.
Ooh, I'm going to have to agree with you there. So, yeah. I'm going to go 3.75 again. I was going to go 3.5, but you convinced me to kick it up to 3.75. So, well done there. Now, as a cask-aged spirit, I'm going to be harsh here.
Okay.
I'm going to go 3 stars as cask-aged because this isn't even bottled in bond. It's 90 proof. They don't tell you how old it is.
Yeah.
It's the younger side of whiskey, and because it's an original batch, they would think, well, it's young, so that's honoring, but, like, that's my thought, so I'm going to go 3 stars.
Okay. I'm going to... Okay. 3.25. 3.25 is a cast. Because, yeah, you don't know how old this is, and it is only 90 proof.
I'm betting less than 4.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, that's fair. Like, that's actually pretty good marks for how low the age probably is. Now, the shelving. Would this sit on your top, your middle, or your bottom shelf?
There's nothing bottom shelf about this, but this is a middle shelf whiskey.
Yeah. There's nothing bottom shelf. There's nothing top shelf about it neither.
Sure.
So it's a definite. Like, if this is the only Old Forester you got, you're gonna be like, I'm gonna get some real good use out of this once we're done with these reviews. Absolutely. And because kind of one of the reasons I push for this, I've been hanging on to this bottle for a couple of years now, and I'd like to polish it off and make a little room. So
understandable.
Yeah, so definitely it's going to go back onto my middle shelf where it was sitting. Now, the secret fifth question. When this bottle runs empty, will I seek another? Okay, out of the whole Old Forester line, would I seek another bottle of this one in particular? I don't know.
What's the price point on this?
I don't know, because it's been years since I bought this bottle.
I want to say when you bought it, it was probably about a $40 bottle.
Yeah.
And now I'm guessing you're going to, at best, find it at $45. At best.
Yeah, let us know in the comments what you're finding this at.
And at $45? Yeah, I think I will.
Yeah, yes. Okay, I'll put it that way. If it's ever on sale, I'm grabbing it up.
There you
go. But there's so many Old Forester releases that are just worth the grab that I don't know if this would be the first one I'd grab. Actually, my first grab is going to be kind of shocking to some of you. So keep your eyes on this space for that little reveal. So we're going to go with a maybe on that one. For you, it's a definite. Now, folks, as I'm known to say around here, all that being said, thank you for joining us for this review of Old Forester 1870 Original Batch Bourbon Whiskey. Folks, I hope all of you make it back here to the K.O.E Nation happy, healthy, much the wiser. God bless every last one of you. Raise a glass to yourselves. Tony, take it away.
1870, a beautiful introductory offering from the Old Forester on the Whiskey Row series. Get your bottle now if you haven't tried it. You will not be disappointed. We'll catch you on the next one.